Hello and welcome to part 1 of the CoCoPOD user tutorial. In this part, we are going to install all the dependencies of CoCoPOD and the package itself. First, a really short introduction. CoCoPOD, or coiled-coiled protein origami design, is a platform for designing coiled-coiled protein polyhedra. Shapes such as a tetrahedron, a pyramid, or a triangular prism, or also a bipyramid or other polyhedra can be designed, the sequence assembled, and the designs tested in silico and also in vivo. So now we are going to go to the installation. CoCoPOD is written in Python and has several dependencies, but they are relatively easy to install. On Windows and also on CoCoPOD is cross-platform, so it works on Windows, Unix, Macs. On Windows and also on other platforms, we recommend the Anaconda distribution. In particular, the Miniconda also works nicely. So we go there and download the correct installer. CoCoPOD works in Python 2 and Python 3. So we're going to install Python 3. I already downloaded the Miniconda installation here. So just install for all users. It doesn't matter where you install it. Add it to the system path and register it. To make life easier on Windows and to get the best of the Unix world, we recommend Git for Windows, which gives you a working bash environment. Git for Windows, of course, can be downloaded from the internet. And just choose the bash is already installed on all the Unix and Mac platforms, so it's easy to install. So we're going to install this now. To avoid typing, we're going to install it here, and then we're going to use a TrueType font in all the console windows to make things prettier. And you put the tools on the Windows path. The rest of the settings are okay as it is. And this is completely optional, but we can also install a better terminal. This is called console emulator. And basically it gives you a resizable terminal with color print. So now we can go back to it and see, these commands are all meant to be typed in the terminal. So now we will install the dependencies of the CoCoPOD, the package. So we will open a terminal. Here the first time it asks us what kind of terminal do we want as default, so we say bash git bash. And then just shift insert to paste the command. So this command will use conda to install this numpy, scipy. These are Python packages that are needed for CoCoPOD to function. So now it will give us a list of packages it will install. Proceed with the installation. So Now we have to install Modeler and Chimera and MD-Tray. So MD-Tray can be installed in Conda without any problems. From a different channel. Chimera has to be installed separately. So there is the link to the download page there in the README. I already downloaded it. So we are going to install it now. And here the default settings are perfectly fine. And we don't want to precompile it now. So here only one more thing needs to be done with Chimera. It must be available on the path, which means that if I type here Chimera, it must be run. The easiest to do this on Windows is on Windows and Bash is to have a file, a short Bash script, which basically points to the Chimera file and also passes all the arguments along. So now we are going to copy this file to the bash installation into user bin. For example, it doesn't matter where you put it, you just have to put it in one file that's in one directory that's in the path. And now if we type Chimera from the command line, Chimera will be started. And we also have to install Modeler. Modeler can be installed using Conda, but it didn't register one DLL correctly, so for now we will install it with a standalone installer. You can just download it here, and you also have to apply for a license. Modeler is free for all of these programs are free for academic use. So we will now install Modeler. And the license key you get by email. And the default settings are fine. So now we have everything set up, so we can install CoCoPOD. CoCoPOD is available on GitHub, and you can either use git clone or download the zip file and extract it. So we will install it from the zip file. So we will install it from a zip file. So here is the source code. We will install it into the C drive, for example, but you can also put it into your home directory. And we will rename this directory CoCoPOD. So now in the terminal we have to go to this directory where CoCoPOD was unzipped. So it means cd change directory, and Windows paths have to be in single quotes, so they should get us there. Alternatively, Unix style paths also work. Now we write Python, as in the README, we write Python setup develop, and this will install the package. We can paste here with shift and insert. And we can also install PyTest to test if everything is working correctly. So this will be quick to install. This is described here at the end. And we will run the tests. So this will run the tests, the unit test, and see if all the dependencies are installed and if everything is working as it should. We forgot to install the packages that are not in Conda. So this is ply file to read geometry files and do it. This is a workflow manager. So if we rerun the test with up, you can get the history. If we rerun the test, everything should now work fine. Great. And now we can go to the examples subfolder and run a sort of integration test, or just a test that everything is working correctly. We will cover the details of the example in the second CoCoPOD user tutorial, so stay tuned.